what we understand very quickly and succinctly is
Hmm.
that the South Node, going back to the original beginning, that is our original soul's intention for manifesting in life on this earth. So, South Node in Libra, blanket statement, I want to go anchor peace on earth.
Yeah.
And so, what could go wrong? Then what can happen is we're just peaceful and we're kind
Okay.
and we're loving and then we're scapegoated. And
Uh,
in our loving, what we don't want to be mean, so what do? We subtly manipulate. Just talk about the kind, light, loving things.
I would also say difficulty with making decisions because
Oh,
I want
yeah.
everyone to in the room to feel
Yep.
calm and love and all that. So I'm not
That's
going to side with anything, right?
Yep, that's where it comes from. Exactly where it comes from. Well, diplomacy. I came down here, peace, and peace, we need diplomacy. You're right, and
Yeah,
you're right. Well, what if they
right,
both think the other person's wrong?
right.
Well, welcome to, another recipe for war.
Hmm.
Diplomacy can
Wow,
be a recipe for war.
that's so,
Why? Because we make too many concessions. There's all
yeah,
sorts of ways that this can
yeah.
manifest.
Mm.
Again, very simply, South Node, Libra, intention to anchor peace on this earth,
Right,
shadow South Node complexities, giving up our own needs, becoming codependent, being too nice, having niceness and politeness be a fault that can lead us to indecision,
right,
compromises that make no one happy, and a whole host of other shadow things that can happen when we give up our power just for politeness.
right,
So
right.
what's the idea? We need to integrate some Aries. And Aries says this, I'm going this way. This
Right.
is what I'm doing. This is the direction I'm
And
going.
I ain't
I
looking
have to do
back.
it for me.
Mhm.
Exactly. I
And
have to
I,
do it for me. And
mm,
so integrating some selfishness,
mhm.
healthy selfishness.
Right.
And so North Node and Aries is where we can learn how to take care of ourselves,
Mhm.
learn how to be strong and resolute, learn how to make a decision, learn how to say, I love you, and you're messed in the head. I'll stay in a relationship or a job, a
Right.
marriage,
Right.
a situation because we don't want to upset the
Exactly.
status quo. Why? Because we're here to bring peace, and
Right.
upsetting the status quo, that's not peace. So what do we have to do? North Node Aries, learn how to upset the status quo. No, this is the way we're doing it, buddy.
We are moving into
Yeah,
Scorpio.
that's a little intense, isn't it?
Scorpio's original pure intention.
Scorpio's original pure intention is the
Yeah.
same intention that percolates up from the intelligence inherent in the growth cycle of nature, and that is to take what is dead and
Yep.
regurgitate it, transform that into the most life-giving substance on the planet, also called compost. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a blanket statement to say, oh, transformation,
Right.
regeneration.
Right.
But why? Because we take the fear, the sorrow, or the anger, or we take any of these, and this is very important, we take any of the complexities that are found in any of the previous signs.
Okay.
Libra, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus,
Right.
Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn,
Everyone.
any of those experiences, any shadow, challenging, or
Yeah.
hellish experience in any of those from any perspective, and we rework it to find the truth, to find the meaning, to try to find the healing, to find the purpose. Here's a one-word blanket statement. South Node, Scorpio, has an original soul intention to be on this planet as a shamanic force.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it is the archetype of the shaman that puts us in It puts us face to face with our darkness
Right.
so that we can face it and heal it. And then what happens if we heal it? We're free. Now
So where
that's
is the
scary.
problem, so-called, of South
And
and
so the
Scorpio?
problem
Yeah.
then comes into, and this is very important,
Mhm.
if we are
Taking
to
notes.
do if we are to do the Scorpio work, then we have to get our hands dirty. We
Mhm.
have to get into the crap. We have
Yeah.
to get into the drama. We have to
Okay.
get into the intensity.
Right.
And those with a South Node Scorpio have a penchant, have a predilection to
Mhm.
get into the intensity and the drama. And
Mhm.
if you get into the intensity and the drama and what's going on, we're going to have to know, which means we're going to have to research, which means we're going to have to pull all the layers to find what's underneath everything. And so here's the problem. Then we're always pulling up all the layers and we're always looking for the intensity. We're always going into the drama. We're always trying to heal. We're always trying to fix things. We're
Okay.
always trying to remediate. We're always trying to get to the bottom of things. And as you can see, I'm about to get very exhausted from this
Heavy,
dissertation.
right? Heavy
So
kind of.
what it can be so heavy, it can be
Right.
so dark, then we can look around and we can see, oh, everything is crap.
Would you say that a person with the South Node in Scorpio might, one of the possibilities, they might actually find themselves in very scary, intense, I don't know, life-threatening situations?
It is a highly probable. Yes, that south
To,
node.
yeah.
Why? Because they're here to heal those. They're here to engage the intense, scary situations in order to heal them. Well, if we're going to engage the hardcore, intense situations, in my little dramatic flair a minute ago, we're if we're in that dramatic flare from the time we wake up till the time we
Yeah.
go to bed, and we're swimming in a sea of cortisol, all you know what we're going to
Yeah.
need to do? We're going to need to learn how to mellow out, dude. We're going to
Right.
need to learn how to calm down. And
Hmm.
if we can calm down and be at peace, Taurus,
Hmm.
North Node, if we can come into our body, Taurus, North Node,
Yeah.
if we can simplify
I
things,
was going to say that.
Taurus, North Node,
Right.
then when we engage the hardcore shadow life experiences, South Node, Scorpio,
Yeah.
then we can be more present. Then
Mhm.
we can, all right, look at all of this crap. All right, who's first? You know, it's
What?
like
I didn't get
being
it.
it's
What?
like being a depth
Right.
psychologist.
Right.
Somebody comes in,
Right.
or an astrologer, somebody comes into
Right.
your office. All right, let's work on your deep stuff. Next. All right, let's do some deep
So
healing.
being
Next.
Taurus is being like, first of all, I want to make some money from my knowledge. No, I mean, Taurus
Not a bad
is,
idea.
yeah, Taurus in a way, well, it doesn't want to stay in that dark depth all the time. Is that what you're saying?
Taurus allows us the ability to maintain our composure, to
Okay.
maintain our stability, to
Yeah.
maintain our self-worth, our self-love, to
Right.
maintain our appreciation for the beauty of life while we engage the hardcore intensity. So it's
Wow.
like the depth psychologist or astrologer
Yeah.
being able to be like, okay, who's up for their next soul retrieval? All right.
Uh-huh.
Bring it. And then you go deep and hardcore intense, but you still
Yeah.
have the ability to not let the intensity
Right.
freak you out.
We come into Sagittarius.
Yeah, Sagittarius.
Woo! Let's party
And
all night long.
yeah, why?
Okay,
Why does
Sagittarius. Yeah, Sagittarius South Node, original, pure soul intention. Go.
So if we imagine Scorpio as the hardcore shamanistic digestion of life experience
Hmm.
into an emotional understanding and comprehension of the whys and the wherefores of life, we then
Hmm.
get to the last season of Sagittarius, where we try to make freaking sense out of everything that's ever happened. So
But
Sagittarius, the
makes
great
sense, not Scorpio also wants to make sense.
on an emotional
Right.
level.
but in Sag,
Libra wants it to make, and this is the season of autumn. Libra wants it to make sense on a cognitive level.
right.
Sagittarius wants it to make sense on an entire holistic being level. Everything, every last cell in your body. And if we're
Okay.
here to synthesize life experience into wisdom, Sagittarius can want plenty of life experience. Welcome to the South Node in Sagittarius.
Okay.
In that South Node, Sagittarius, devouring of life's experience into wisdom, that's
Hmm.
actually pretty high, Sagittarius
Hmm.
South
Hmm.
Node. But watch this. Sagittarius South Node in its shadow.
Yeah.
Hey, I just made it through death, man. Now it's time to party. Who cares about anything else?
Scorpio, that
So,
is to
yeah,
say.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the original intention of a Sagittarius South Node is to share the perspective of
Hmm.
wisdom of all life experience with the rest of the world.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's noble. That's the
Yeah.
philosopher. That's the teacher. So that's a divine, beautiful intention.
Hmm.
But with, all right, I'm going to tell everybody
Yeah.
about the world, South Node, Sagittarius. Well, I got to go experience it. So I'm going to go
Uh-huh.
play. I'm going to go be the gypsy. I'm going to go travel with the Grateful Dead. I'm going to go tour the world. That can be, the irresponsible party animal. That can be level one manifestation of South Node and Sagittarius. Level two. Well, I'm here to gather life experience, so let me be the student. And
Okay.
the student of Sagittarius is always questioning, always opening, and each
Right.
answer adds
Another.
elicits another question.
Right.
So on the search, so
Yeah.
that student can also be the disciple. That
Which
student can
sounds wonderful, right?
it sounds wonderful, but do we ever really know? When we get to that place, when we think we're done questioning and we know, then South Node Sagittarius number three, the high philosopher, the priest,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the university professor who has all of the answers. And this one can actually be one of the more detrimental expressions of a Sagittarius South Node.
Uh-huh.
Why? Because if they have the answers, then there's nothing that needs to be questioned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, this is exactly, as you can see, Neely, this is exactly and precisely what the South Node in Sagittarius is. And there's no room for any argument here because
Right.
I obviously know. And
Right.
I can
Or
sense
yeah,
any of your
it can be. It sounds. I wanted to say it like someone can become a dictator. Yeah.
boo for sure. Religious zealot.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, this is the only way. This is the only answer.
Right.
It's my way or the highway. Or you're going to believe in my belief. That's what it is. Because, I've been around the world and I've gathered life experience and I've synthesized it into wisdom. And since I've packed 7 lives into this one, I know.
Right. So the
And
need or the instinct to believe in whatever, and a million different things we can say to believe in this thing totally and absolutely can actually cripple us or end up damaging us, right?
100%.
Not only others, that is.
Yep. And when we come to the, real darkness, if you will, of the South Node in Sagittarius, is we can believe so much that it keeps us away from the information that
Mhm.
we have yet to learn.
Right,
Enter North Node in Gemini.
right.
Curiosity. Gemini says, what if? Well,
Okay.
what if I branched out in this direction? Well, what if, a squared plus b squared equaled c cubed? Now that's, Pythagoras would have an issue with that, but what if? And then we allow for some experimentation, and then we allow for some curiosity, and that experimentation and that curiosity, will prove to us that a squared plus b squared does not equal c cubed, but we went through that process. We
Yeah,
opened our mind, and through our opening our mind, we gained a new perspective that we may not have had.
right.
And so allowing fresh perspective, allowing curiosity. If Sagittarius is the last sign and we've been around the block and
Yeah,
we've fomented our belief system into a religion that's
yeah.
true, well,
Even if it's
then guess
something
what?
personal, like a religion doesn't have to be, Christianity. I believe in this relationship. The difficulty for South Node Sagittarius, I think, is to let go of a belief. That is very difficult, okay? Because it's like you're losing your identity in a way, right?
Yep.
You have to
Yes, yes.
to live in sort of this not insecurity. What's the word I'm looking for?
Uncertainty.
Uncertainty. That's scary. Yeah,
And so Gemini, two eyes, that's perspective.
right.
And so Gemini North Node, what do we need to integrate then into that Sagittarius South Node? Healthy perspective, healthy listening,
Got it.
healthy curiosity that maybe we don't have all the answers. Oh, what if? Well, you know
Mhm.
what? If we didn't have all the answers, that means we can go on another adventure. And so that healthy Sagittarius needs some of that Gemini energy into it. Why? Because it helps to keep us young. If South Node in Sagittarius or any Sagittarius for that matter gets uh, calcified in its belief system.
Fixate.
No, no,
Like,
what's my last name? Well, we Evanses always act this way. We Evanses always suffer in relationship
right.
this way. We Evanses never make enough money. Then that's going to be a belief system that becomes our definition. We become fixed in our definition of
Oh, okay.
what that means. North Node in Gemini opens up to a perspective that there are other answers than the ones
Right.
that Sag might be
Yeah.
adhering to.
Yeah, in a
Like
way,
let's take a 10,000-year-old belief. Maybe it worked for ancient Sumeria,
yeah.
but does that work for us? Maybe, maybe not. And that maybe not, maybe not,
Right.
that too, maybe not. There's the glyph of Gemini.
Right. So that's going to advance humankind.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so we ask
I,
the questions that will
yeah.
elicit another answer, asking more questions, another answer. Sag needs Gemini.
Of course. I think I like when I'm listening to your North Node, the integration, I'm just thinking, if everyone were able to, with some help, yeah, it ain't easy to really do that integration. That's like the world would be heaven in a way.
Well, that's why we do this work, so
Yeah.
that we can
Okay.
just do a little bit of our part to help remind folks that,
Yeah.
we can do it and
Sure.
that there ain't anything out there
Hmm.
necessarily that's going to fix us or do it for us. We
Hmm.
can look at our astrology chart and say, oh, yeah, this is where I need to do my work.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. And then comes Capricorn,
Now, Capricorn's an interesting beast
isn't it?
because because what we're looking at
Yeah.
is in Capricorn energy,
Hmm.
Capricorn cardinal Earth, we're
Yeah.
looking at form, we're looking at matter, we're looking at the basic foundational structures of atomic and cellular forces in their
Oh man,
growth
hold on.
evolution. Oh
Maybe
yeah.
some of the people listening understood this, but what? Atomic? What? Mhm.
Anything
Anything that's okay.
that exists in this universe.
Okay.
Anything that is qualifiable, or quantifiable.
Okay. I see.
That's fire, that's
Oh,
air, that's water.
oh, I see.
Okay. So we're looking at in Ryan's book, we're looking at Capricorn, the alpha and the omega
Yeah. Okay. I remember
in
you saying that
in
one time.
this existence. Now there's a veil between us and the great mystery
Mhm.
Capricorn doesn't rule anything on the other side of that veil.
I see.
Capricorn rules everything on this side of the veil.
Ooh. I just
Okay?
want to ask when you talked about Capricorn, this knowledge, this understanding of everything that's quantifiable and
Qualifiable. If you can give it
quantifiable.
a quality, if you can describe it, it exists. That
But
includes
wait, hold on. Did you say
imagination.
that because we're talking about cardinal Earth, because the other Earth signs you weren't?
Cardinal Earth, yes.
Okay, sure.
And with cardinality, we're looking at the essence of the beginning of
Okay, right.
the
So
root of all form.
let's continue talking about Capricorn South Node.
So you have a Capricorn South node. I want to manage and maintain form. I want to go down there and help assist
Yeah.
everything that exists in form to work efficiently and effectively
Uh-huh.
in its according to its true nature.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's awesome. We need that. We need the
The
table of
mastery.
contents. We need the
Uh-huh.
directions if we want to build something. You
Mhm.
know, we get a new dresser from IKEA. We're
Mhm.
gonna need the instructions,
Mhm.
otherwise we're never gonna put that thing together.
Yeah, even if
And
we have, and so it doesn't help sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
Capricorn is like the instruction manual for existing in this three-dimensional world. So
Okay.
someone with a South Node in Capricorn says, I have the instruction manual for existence.
Okay.
Let me go show them how to do it. And so boom,
Right.
Capricorn South Node comes out here. All right, I know how this thing works. I'm the
Yeah.
boss. I'm the manager. I'm the person who dictates how and when and why and where. And so Capricorn, action in form.
But what is the good intention? Because everything you said now
Yeah,
is
the good intention is to show us how to do it right.
okay. Okay.
The good
Which is
intention
kind
is
of
to
as Virgo wants to fix things, but
fix the
Capricorn,
things that have
Oh, yeah,
degraded
exactly.
since Capricorn's initiation.
Right.
Yes, initial
Okay.
integration.
So Capricorn South Node can be seen as kind of this
The
bossy.
boss,
Okay.
the manager, the hard worker, the person who exists in form in order to say this is how you do form.
Okay.
Opposite that, Cancer says this is how we nourish and maintain the form that's already existing. But Capricorn says here is the form. You want flowers? Do you have enough money for the peony roots? Do you have land that you can grow it in? Do you have a tractor or rototiller or something? You can work the soil. I mean, there's a methodology to having existence work. And Capricorn soul intention comes down here with a basic
Yeah.
soul-centered understanding of how this 3D
So,
world works and
yeah.
what to do with it.
Okay,
That's
great.
huge.
So you mentioned that Capricorn is both the alpha and the omega because what you're saying is that Capricorn it's already sees how it's going to turn out, that the whatever it's planning. Is that
It
why you said it? In the
it
good
has it yes, it has its, and this is where it gets challenging.
way? Mhm.
Capricorn has its assumption that if A plus B
Mhm.
equals C, then D and E and F will naturally follow.
Okay.
Just do what I say and nothing will go wrong. Well, then Aquarius comes in and messes everything up. But
Right.
so
Wait, hold on.
Capricorn,
So the
sure.
pure intention of South Node and Capricorn, because we don't want to make South Node and Capricorn feel like they're
No, they're awesome. We
poles,
love them. I
right?
need them.
Um, is to actually sort of just build things out of nothing
Um,
or
we
to
can't
do
build
things
things out of
good.
nothing. Energy is never created nor destroyed, but
Right.
what do we want to do with what we have,
I
and how do we take whatever there
Yeah.
is and as a foundation and build up from there.
Great.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so now why is this the south node in a person's chart? What went wrong with this south node in
Yeah.
Capricorn?
So if the original intention is to tell us what works and what doesn't and how to do it, how to do it right, how to be here on this planet, then Capricorn is going to work relentlessly to make sure that everything is working. And
Mhm.
so Capricorn shadow is going to work and going to work and going to work. And if we
Okay.
are working and working and working, you
Yeah.
know what's going to mess us up? Feeling.
Right.
And so if we feel too much, then we're going to be distracted from getting the job done. So
Right.
Capricorn shadow south node can be the omission or the reduction or omission of the feeling of the tenderness of the kindness. If we
Right.
look at Capricorn being the season of winter, you're not going to cry about having to go get more wood. You're
Mhm.
either going to get more wood or you're going to die. So quit your crying and go
Right.
get some wood.
So
And if I
dissociated
say,
from the heart in a way. Yeah.
yep, and if I say, go get some wood and quit crying, then what I'm basically talking about is fear and control.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
shadow south node Capricorn can be control that is based in the fear of survival.
I see.
And Capricorn will not admit the shadow of South Node Capricorn. And of course, this isn't all of you South Node and Capricorns, but a tendency could be to omit or reduce or at the very least, put
Mm.
aside any kind of emotionality so we can get the job
Right.
done, so we can do the work, and then all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And so
So
we
I've
can,
seen, because I've seen a lot of Capricorn South node people who really achieve a lot, really at a very young age. I mean,
yep,
about like things, that other people would take them 60 years to. And
yep,
they sort of do it really naturally in a way.
yep, yeah, there is, and all of these south nodes, that's where we get the words,
I,
oh, south nodes have talents in that area.
uh-huh, uh-huh. I,
Yeah, because that's the original intention for their being here
right.
is to be in Capricorn South Node. So here's a real simple way to say that. It's a sole intention to be the boss. But if you're the boss, how many, proverbial bosses say, sorry, honey, I can't come home. I have to work late. And
Right.
you know what you've done? Totally destroyed the reason for living. And
Mm.
that reason for living is ultimately one of the reasons for living
Yeah.
is to enjoy the flowers and to have the family and to share the love and to celebrate the beauty of what is actually on this planet already. Here's the most beautiful, the simplest, the most easily understood integration of the Capricorn and Cancer archetype right here. This is a hard ceramic cup in form.
Yeah.
It is a container. It has boundaries to it.
Right.
Welcome to Capricorn,
Yeah.
the cup. But I have my delicious turmeric chai tea inside of this cup. And that's Cancer. It's the warmth, it's the nourishment, it's the nurturing, it's the yumminess, and it's also got some, mild healing effects. Turmeric's anti-inflammatory, and chai, well, it's better than the coffee for my stomach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
awesome.
Right.
Cancer inside Capricorn.
Yeah.
Good job integration of the two.
So
I can drink my tea.
good.
And so
Yeah.
and so that's what we want whenever we integrate these two
So we're
archetypes.
not going to tell a Capricorn South Node person, no, don't have a career, don't be an achiever.
Absolutely
It's like,
not. Go be achiever.
yeah,
Just be sure that you're not making cups without tea. Just
right.
put the nourishment in there. Just put the healing juju in there. And that starts with self.
Right.
because the South Node, in all of astrology, it percolates out this way.
Yeah.
So we want to get all of this stuff as, integrated in here as humanly possible, and then we bring it up. So South Node Capricorn. Wait a second, I know how to do it. I'm the master at
Yeah.
things. I understand the workings of economy or psychology or engineering or
Yeah.
business or, pick your
No,
thing and
I know
where you
someone with
want.
Capricorn South Node who they love theater, like to act, be an actor, and from such an early age, they kept getting these main roles in whatever auditions they were auditioning. It's crazy. They could just
Yeah,
get
for
up so
sure.
quickly, and
For sure,
that
because
talent.
they've achieved a level of
Yeah,
mastery.
very early
They've
on.
achieved status.
Yeah,
They came down here with
yeah,
the intention to climb the mountain. That's what Capricorn will do. I'll
mhm,
climb the mountain.
sure.
But see, that's the
But it's
shadow.
like they've
If we're
climbed the mountain by fifth grade. They're on. I'm talking about really real life
doesn't
example.
matter, there's always another mountain. You
Exactly.
get to a mountain at fifth grade. Well, you haven't climbed the mountain of adulthood yet.
Yeah.
And so
I'm just
that
saying that
always,
it's just fascinating to me, and that you really see the South Node kind of working from the beginning.
yes, for
Yeah,
sure, for
yeah, yeah.
sure. Now,
Yeah,
here's the danger of that individual.
yeah,
They climb that mountain. All right, I've got another mountain to climb. I've got another mountain to climb. I've got another mountain to climb.
yeah,
Well, how's their health? How's their
yeah.
stress level? Are they happy?
And
Now, see, that's the challenging thing. We can be, and I've done readings for
yeah.
them.
Hmm.
People who are multi millionaires,
Hmm.
who have everything in the
Yeah,
material
yeah.
world, have climbed mountains since they were 5 years old.
Hmm.
They've climbed the mountain.
And
They're at the top of the mountain, at the top of their game. They're the CEO of the Fortune 500 company and are completely and totally miserable.
yeah,
Why? Because they haven't integrated their
yeah,
delicious turmeric chai tea with organic raw milk,
yeah, yeah.
cream, and local honey. They haven't integrated that into their cup. So what is it? Their cup is empty. So what do they need to do? North Node and Cancer, fill their cup. Finding the right tribe, those right people who
Right.
feel right to our heart, North Node and Cancer.
Exactly.
So if Capricorn gets stuck, if Capricorn season,
Yeah,
say we're cold and we're not leaving the cabin because we're being conservative with our
yeah.
resources and we don't know how long this
Right.
cold spell is going to
Which is
last.
not necessarily a bad thing, as we saw.
Not necessarily a bad thing, but we can end up being stuck in the cabin.
Yeah.
Welcome to the season of Aquarius where we get cabin fever and we've got to shake things up and maybe get out of the house and go have a potluck with friends with whom we can commiserate about how long and painful the winter is. What's going to help the winter be a lot shorter? Understanding Aquarius, South Node, that we're all in this together. South Node in Aquarius. I can go down to that world and I can shake things up. I can instigate some change.
Right.
I'm a revolutionary. I'm a genius. I have an alternative or different perspective on that existence than Capricorn does. Let me go down there and help things to revolutionize.
Right.
So South Node in Aquarius comes down as the revolutionary. And then what happens? You're revolutionary, which means you're different. You're upsetting the status
Yeah.
quo, which means you're a rebel. You're
Nobody
a
likes that.
genius, you're a genius, which means you see things differently than everybody else. And
Right.
as soon as we get into that place, you know what's going to happen? In order to be liked, we might conform. So one of the
Yeah.
shadows not often talked about,
Right.
South Node in Aquarius, I don't want to be the weirdo, so
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do whatever is expected of me, or I'm going to go along with the crowd. And so original soul intention, I've got a new genius way to do it. I'm
Right,
going to go down there and share that with other people. Hey, everybody,
right,
let's do it a different way. And then what happens? You're bullied. Then
right.
all right, you're the problem. All right, you're the weirdo.
Yeah.
And then in response, we can conform. But we're not really doing our sole intention of shaking things up if
Mhm.
we're conforming. So here's another thing. Maybe we remember that we're the rebel. Maybe we remember that we're here to shake things up. And we come down here and we are the revolutionary. And then we blow something up, but then there's collateral damage.
Hmm.
And then what do we do? Oh, that's just collateral damage. That's all part of the revolution.
Right.
But wait a second, you just destroyed some lives
Right,
there.
because
That
sorry, the beautiful archetype of Aquarius is the humanitarian, right? So they're doing the
correct.
exact opposite of that.
Correct. And
Yeah.
those and becoming the exact opposite, or
Right.
the inverse, if you will,
Yeah.
of what our sole intention is, that's a challenge for every south node. So when we consider the shadow that can
Yeah.
happen with that south node, oh, and Aquarius, man, there's so many ways we can just go away. We
Oh,
can just
exactly.
dissociate.
Because
We can
of
just,
the
because I'm too weird.
taunting. What? Yeah, I know. Because of the repercussions of me being too weird. So I'm
Yeah,
suffering.
nobody understands me,
Right.
so what's the point? Nobody understands me, so what's the point? So I'm going to go blow that thing up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's all sorts of shadows that Aquarius
I
South
think the
Node
thing
can
of
do.
being cold is, it's just a defense mechanism because it's so
Yep,
hard, right?
yep,
Being the exile.
yep, totally and
That's one
completely.
thing, sure.
So
And
what do
it's
we
an
need
air
to do?
sign, right? It's the last, so it
Yep,
becomes cold, no connection to the water inside, right?
totally and completely. So if we become cold, if
Yeah.
we turn to ice, if our
Hmm.
heart goes cold, what do we need to do? We need to bring summer into winter. We
Right,
need to warm the cold heart. We need to bring light into our dark, cut off places. You're
right.
not wrong or bad for having a cold or defended heart. I mean, that's a natural reaction to being bullied and ostracized, your whole life.
Of course.
That's understandable. But
Yeah.
remembering, number one, remembering the fact that you're a genius, remembering the fact that you are an innovator, then we bring the Leo in,
Yeah.
and the Leo is the childlike joy and wonder that doesn't care about anybody else's opinion. And so Aquarius, still ruled by Saturn,
Mm,
can say, no, you're messed up. This is the way it is. Now,
right.
if you want to make a change, you're not, if I want to change something in Nili for some unknown reason, if I come to you and say, this is what you need to do, you're broken, you need to be fixed, you're wrong, you're bad,
Yeah,
are you going to make any change? No, you're
exactly.
going to say, screw you, dude.
Right.
I don't care whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care what you have to say. And so
It's
what does
also,
Leo do?
yeah. I just
Leo
wanted to
makes
say
it,
something before
yeah.
the resolution. I think South Node in Aquarius can be seen as elitist or too intellectual, like a snob, okay? And
Yes,
then,
well
they're
said.
not connected to the people, whatever, so people don't like that.
Yep. Yep.
What do
And
you think?
uh, that's very well said, because what I was talking about was Aquarius beaten down.
Okay.
Aquarius beaten down and then you're down. But Aquarius beaten down and then I'm not going to take that. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to know more than you. I'm going to learn more than you. I am more than
But they
you.
actually, that might be true, it's,
Yeah, and it is
yeah.
true, but
There's,
the arrogance associated with that blocks
sorry, the
out.
arrogance.
Arrogance
Yeah,
associated
right.
with that blocks out any of the purpose and intention
Yeah,
of why you're like that in the first place. So North Node Leo.
yeah,
Leo more shiny, Leo warming, more the ripening fruit, the magnanimity, the generosity.
yeah.
If I see that, my client has an issue, under no circumstances am I going to say, you're wrong, you're bad, you're messed in the head. I'm going to make it, a,
Right.
I'm going to make it appealing. I'm going to make it palatable. I'm going to make it like present it in a way that, wow, if I make these
Yeah.
changes or do this healing, then I'm going to be happier. And so South Node Aquarius, I am here to make effective change. North Node in Leo, keyword effective.
Right.
With Leo, if I were Leo on stage and I had an audience, they showed up
Yeah,
and paid the money because they were interested in what I had to say because they could get something from it. And they
right,
could then be just a little happier. And
right.
that's why, Don McLean and his song American Pie, if I knew if I had my chance, I could make those people dance and maybe
Uh-huh.
they'd be happy for a while.
Yeah.
And so Leo has a desire to make the other people happy.
Hmm.
That's a sign of the king or queen. We don't want unhappy townspeople. They'll revolt against us.
It's also,
So,
isn't it also the sign of the child, at least in the tarot card? Because
yes,
children
for sure.
joyful. So how does yeah, how does the Saturn Aquarius integrate the Leo? Yeah.
Yeah, by allowing it in. And that's what's so challenging about South Node in Aquarius. It's cold. It doesn't want to open the door.
Mm.
Moreover, it's been cold and it's been dark for a while. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't trust
Ah.
the joy.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's got no
trust.
proof.
Oh, exactly. It doesn't trust in a way, some things that come from the gut, right?
Yeah, for sure. Aquarius, the scientist,
Yeah, sure.
Aquarius wants the proof, wants it substantiated. You're
Right.
telling me that I just have to, you know, uh, think, believe, and receive. You think I just, celebrate the joy and I should just, rip off my clothes and dance naked in the summer sun? What are you, crazy? I'll be exposed. And then if I'm exposed, I'll be another pariah. I'll be
Right.
burned at the stake. I'll be bullied again. So it's a very tricky
It is.
psychological
Yeah.
complexity, and it's the psychology that has to be worked air with Aquarius, where Aquarius literally has to bring in some of that it's okay to be happy.
Mm.
And so for a South Node Aquarius saying it's okay to be in my joy, it's okay to dance as
It's
if
okay also to be loved. No?
it's okay to be loved. It's
Yeah.
okay to let the warmth in. That's the evolutionary growth edge that Aquarius needs. This is
Right.
why, and this is very important, is that if Aquarius has some genius revolutionary idea that can help change humanity, then they need to make it accessible for all.
Yeah.
How do you make it accessible for all? That's sales. You
What?
gotta sell it.
Oh,
You can't just be like, I know the truth, and if you want to listen to me, you're gonna listen.
here, take
Nobody's
this
gonna
book.
be attracted to that.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Hey, I know the truth, and this is gonna really make you happy. And for 1995, now that's a little, extreme, but if Aquarius can show an
Yeah.
enthusiasm, Leo, and joy, Leo,
Yeah.
about the change that's needed, we're going to make the change a lot. easier.
Interesting.
And one thing that helps to make us effective in life,
Hmm.
in career, in relationship, and you name it, is
Hmm.
when we can do that integrative work of bringing our north and south node together. It
Yep.
has a it has a positive effect in every realm in our life.
Okay.
It's not just the evolution of our soul, it's
I see.
how that
Right.
trickles into
Right.
relationship, career,
Yeah.
our friendships, our standing in society, everything when
Wow.
we do this internal nodal work.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing. And I
And
think we've reached the last one,
yeah,
at least the last one that most astrologers believe to be the last one. South
yeah.
Node in Pisces. What's the pure soul intention of South Node in Pisces?
To inspire everyone we contact,
Wow.
to bring more to to
That's divine.
yes, to bring more imagination, possibility,
Right.
hope, and potential into this life. And how do we do that? We are inspiration, we're artists, we're the priest or priestess, we're the compassionate servant, we're loving and we're kind and we give ourselves away. We
Mhm.
nail ourselves to the proverbial cross and die for the sins of the rest of the world, whatever that
Okay. I
means.
mean, and also, but the South Node in Pisces have this compassion, which is a good thing.
Yes,
Um,
yes. Oh, without a doubt.
and
Born
also,
with
okay, yeah.
a professional compassionate.
And as opposed to, let's say, South Node in Virgo, I mean, Pisces does not see sort of the details. Is it so naive or something?
There can be a
Okay.
naivete. There's an well, or it's a naivete that might actually be, come from this ancient wizened place.
Hmm.
Oh, you know what? What is it going to matter if I do this or not? Because it's all flow, it's all good, it's all part of spirit, and everything's
Right.
flowing in the way that it needs to flow. And
Right. And
what
that,
do I need to do? I don't need to do anything. All
okay.
I need to do is sit back and, have another ale. And that's not
What
necessarily
about what
the
not?
best.
I'm just thinking of the of Virgo again. So not being and sacrificing yourself, not being able to discern like good people from bad people. I don't know.
For
Like just
sure.
wanting to,
Everybody, we're all in this together. I
right,
love you. I love
right. We're all the
universal
children of
love.
God.
Yep, we're all the children of
Right,
God. And that means you can do no, oh, I forgive you.
right,
I forgive you. Oh, you just shot me in the arm. I forgive you.
right.
Why don't you come back next week and have dinner with us?
Hmm.
And then they do, and they shoot everybody in the arm. So it's like,
Right,
we can have all of these illusions that
right.
percolate up. We can have all of these projections, assumptions, expectations. Oh, no, wait, I'm just supposed to, behave as if everything depends on God, and
Hmm.
God will see me through as I'm drowning in the middle of the ocean. No,
Right.
you need some North Node in Virgo where you learn how to swim, dude.
Okay.
So that's the integrative piece. If we want to anchor light on this planet,
Yeah.
South Node in Pisces, if we want to inspire South Node in Pisces, if we want to be a spiritual motivator or healer, an
Hmm.
artist, a compassionate, a selfless servant, South Node in Pisces,
Yeah.
then what do we need to do? We need to integrate the North Node in Virgo, where we have an effective means of channeling that. North Node in Pisces.
Mozart had South Node in Pisces,
Yep. And what did he
conjunct
do?
Uranus. And what did
Yep.
he do?
Yep.
Right. He brought it to us, right?
Yeah, he
Okay.
inspired every single musician who followed him.
Exactly. So it I mean the good things about a Pisces South node is there's loads of creativity, imagination, intuition. So how does that just, can you give me like a concrete example example of how can that go wrong?
Hey, I came down here to anchor bliss on this earth.
Mm.
I feel bliss through a six pack of beer or a big old fat joint or, shooting
Okay.
something up. There's some bliss. What does it matter? I'm not going to be able to fix anything anyways, so I'll just disappear. I'll just go away.
Well,
Rather than coming out into the world
okay.
in a place of action, we can go internal. Oh no, I'm just working this job and I'm just doing this thing until I retire. And then once I retire, I can get my life going. And so, shadow Pisces, oh yeah, we can slip away, we can dissolve, we can recede into nothingness, or we can do some really good work, but it's all work about other people. We give
Mm,
ourselves away. What do I need? Oh, it doesn't matter. And so, this laissez-faire
mm,
kind of attitude can have life leak out of us,
I see.
joy leak out of us. And
Can you
all
can you give me an example of a Pisces South node, someone who has, this inspiration, creativity, all that stuff that's associated with Pisces, the good stuff, and the world kind of coming against that.
Yeah, sure, for
Okay.
sure. All right, I'm in eighth grade and I'm a creative
Yeah.
visionary poet artist.
Right.
All it takes is one person
Mm-hmm.
with a criticism
Yeah.
to make that Pisces go into hypersensitivity,
Yeah.
Pisces water, sensitive
Escapism.
emotions. And then, okay, well, I'm going to give up being the artist and
Right.
instead I'm going to go be the drunk. But the idea is Virgo,
Yeah.
the methodology, the knowing how to do it, the
Okay.
being able to package it in a presentable way. And so
Oh,
that's how to be effective then. That's how to help heal that South Node in Pisces. Number one, by remembering the original intention is to be, in this case, an inspirational poet.
yeah.
The idea, though, is to integrate the Virgo that takes that poetry, puts it into a book,
Yeah.
publishes it, and distributes it so that that book can be actually inspirational.
Thanks so much,
Yeah, you're so welcome, Neely. It's always a pleasure to talk with you,
For
sister.
sure.